Hello, everyone, and welcome to Uncivil Law, where we learn through the misfortunes of others. If you're enjoying this legal education content, please remember to subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Today is the 22nd edition of FBIT Hour, courtesy of the Capitol Rioters, and more specifically by way of Peter Francis Steiger. So today we are going to learn about some of the events of Mr. Steiger's and some of the prizes that he may be winning on our game show. Our next contestant is Mr. Steiger. Come on down. All right, great. So let us pick up the story with Mr. Steiger. On January the 6th of 2020, the day of the riots, during the above referenced events, Officer B.M. of the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department was working his evening shift in an official capacity. During that shift, the officer was directed to report to the U.S. Capitol building to assist the Capitol Police in their duties to maintain the Capitol building. So we got an officer of D.C. who has been called in basically for reinforcement by the Capitol Police. Please come help. Okay, great. So he's going to do that now. Between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. of the same day, the officer walked through an interior tunnel of the U.S. Capitol building and assumed a post in an archway, which provides access to the building's exterior. The approximate location of the officer was noted by the officer as denoted by the blue markings. So I don't know how visible they are on screen here or not, but we have the nice picture of the Capitol overhead, and then on the left-hand side, I'll just put my mouse right over it because you can see the mouse. Right over here, this is where the officer's standing, at this archway to get access to the building. So he's standing right here in the middle, sort of. Okay, fine. From this archway, along with other uniformed law enforcement officers, the officer observed hundreds of individuals gathering outside. Some of the individuals were throwing and swinging various objects at groups of law enforcement officers. While standing in the archway to prevent the group of individuals from breaching the U.S. Capitol building, and while wearing his official uniform, which is going to the fact that people would know that he's a police officer, right? So we're about to point out that people know that he's police. That's why we're mentioning that. Some of these individuals grabbed the officer and dragged him down the stairs of the Capitol building. These individuals forced the officer into a prone position on the stairs and proceeded forcibly and repeatedly strike him in the head and body with various objects. Well, we have a true contestant for today's FBITR. We've got people who are assaulting a uniformed police officer, who have driven him to the ground and are beating him as he is on the ground. Super exciting with the FBIT. So what shall we charge him with? Shall we charge him with obstruction? Shall we charge him with interference with operations? Shall we charge him with assault? Shall we think maybe attempted murder? I don't know. What are we thinking over here? But we got so many potential prizes for our friends who are beating this officer, who is uniformed, who they know to be an officer. So now you're thinking like attempted capital murder, maybe, because they're trying to potentially intentionally kill a person they know to be an officer. Super fun. Like life imprisonment levels fun, depending on what we want to charge them with today. How exciting for all of our contestants. They are going to win some really fabulous prizes. Let's read some more. On January the 12th, the FBI received a tip via electronic submission from a confidential source of information, identifying one of the individuals who assaulted the officer that we just spoke about on the stairs of the Capitol building as Peter Francis Steiger. Woo! Peter Francis Steiger is here to claim his prize. How super exciting. The FBI special agents interviewed the confidential informant, who said he recognized Steiger from 2 videos posted on Twitter. Once again, social media to the rescue. Today's prize contestants are coming to us by way of Twitter. Twitter to expose all your rioting needs. The first video depicts Steiger among a large group of individuals on the stairs of the U.S. Capitol building. Steiger climbed the stairs while holding a flagpole, with the United States flag fixed to it, and used the pole to repeatedly strike BM, while BM remained prone on the steps of the U.S. Capitol. So we got Mr. Steiger over here with the flag and the flagpole, and we got some exhibits. We got him holding up the flagpole. We got him throwing the flagpole. We got him using the flagpole as a bludgeon. The level of, I guess we'll call it irony, although that doesn't really feel like the right word in this situation, but I don't have a better one. Maybe it's just a juxtapositional irony. The irony of this guy, he's beating an officer, a uniformed officer, in the Capitol building using a United States flag. I don't know, man. He's beating a uniformed officer in the Capitol building with a U.S. flag. I don't know, man. Okay, that's a thing that's happening now. Great. In the second video, the confidential informant identifies the male speaking as Steiger, who said everyone in there is a treasonous traitor, presumably not referring to the rioters, presumably referring to the members of Congress. Death is the only remedy for what's in that building. The FBI believes that the building was referenced to the Capitol building, and everyone in there was referenced to the Congresswomen and congressmen inside. Okay. All right, so that's helping a lot with our potential attempted murder charge over here, because we're looking for a statement of intent to kill. So we're looking for intent to commit the murder. So how do we know that he had death on his mind? He told us. Everyone in there is a traitor, treasonous traitor, nonetheless. Seems repetitive, but whatever. And death is the only remedy. However might we prove that he was intending to kill people? I don't know. Sounds like it might be hard. And there's Mr. Steiger, again with the beard, man. What's it with all these guys in the beards, man? Serious. What's it with the beards? I'm feeling very judged right now. The confidential informant told the agents that following viewers were of the above viewers. The confidential informant contacted a mutual acquaintance of both Steiger and himself, another confidential informant. So the second confidential informant told the first confidential informant that the second confidential informant had already spoken directly with Steiger. So confidential informant number 2 has spoken to Steiger and is now telling confidential 1 informant about it, who's now telling the FBI about it. The chain of talking is continuing. Yeah. Of course, that's hearsay, but for investigative purposes, this is fine. Yeah. So, and according to confidential informant number 2, Steiger identified himself as the individual in the videos. Okay, great. So we've got confidential informant number 1 talking to a mutual friend of Steiger. So they're friends with the confidential informant who's friends with Steiger. So we got confidential informant number 1 talking confidential informant number 2. Confidential informant number 2 says the confidential informant number 1, Steiger informed me that he was in the videos. So Steiger told confidential informant 2, who told confidential informant number 1, who told the FBI. Now, again, hearsay. But we have statements against penal interest, so that gets us past one level of hearsay. So we're only like one level of hearsay, because we got a statement against penal interest. So that's plus. And we can just go talk to confidential informant number 2 if we need him. Yeah, that's what he told me. I'm a direct witness to that. That's what he said to me. Okay, great. That's a statement against interest. It's definitionally non-hearsay in federal court, so our hearsay problems are solved. So it's hearsay, but we'll fix that later. No problem. That's fine. Okay, so the agents then interviewed the confidential informant number 2. So they're going to perfect that hearsay right now. We're going to take care of that hearsay problem right now. Let's talk to confidential informant number 2 directly, who is a close associate of Steiger. Confidential informant number 2 also recognized Steiger as the individual in the videos, striking the officer with the flagpole as the individual who in the video who was ranting. The confidential informant number 2 also spoke directly with Steiger via telephone following the events on the 6th. During the phone conversation, Steiger confirmed that he was the individual in both number 1 and number 2. Okay, we have solved all of our hearsay problems. We have solved all of our hearsay problems. Our hearsay problems are solved. Yay. Because now we have a statement against penal interest, which makes it definitionally non-hearsay, and we're hearing it from the person who heard it. So, our hearsay problems are solved. Yay. Great. That's fantastic. Confidential informant number 2 may be testifying at a trial coming near you in the near future. Referring to video number 1, Steiger told confidential informant number 2, the very close friend of his, or close associate, or whatever, that he did not know the man he was striking on the ground was a cop. But the uniform, though. And he thought the person he was striking was Antifa. It was a cop. On the Twitter thread posted to CS1, and also, it doesn't matter that much. Well, it matters a little bit because it's a law enforcement officer, but still, murder in your heart and all the rest of it, so. Okay, fine. And if the FBI will definitely be able to crack Mr. Steiger here and get him to confess that he saw the uniform and the rest of it, I have no doubt in my mind. On Twitter thread posted by the first confidential informant, there was a photo of the officer lying prone on the steps of the Capitol while being surrounded by large groups of individuals. Clearly present on his uniform across the back are the words Metropolitan Police. So the FBI is trying to clear up that thing right now. It's like, I didn't know he was an officer. Well, he was prone. So maybe his badge was, on the ground. So you didn't know. But no, you can see the words Metropolitan Police on his back. Clearly you can. So you know. You knew he was a police officer, so. That attempted first-degree murder charge is looking pretty good. Pretty good. Here's what the prosecutor is going to be doing in the near future. Let me describe for you a picture of what the prosecutor is going to be doing. Here's, member of the jury, here is the jacket the guy was wearing. Please see how it says Metropolitan Police Department in huge letters. See how big the letters are. Here is the video. Do you see the jacket he's wearing and see the letters? This is the jacket with the huge letters. You can clearly see it on the video with the huge letters. He's beating him with the flagpole. The guy on the ground with the huge letters, wearing this jacket with the huge letters. He knew he was police. That's how that's going to go. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Also visible in the photo is Steiger holding the flagpole. Yeah, holding the flagpole with an American flag attached with what appears to be a clear view of the officer in uniform lying on the stairs. Yeah, I mean that looks kind of like I can see the words he's wearing the clothing and we see the people beating on him. It's officer. Good times. Therefore, the Athenian police Steiger was able to see police markings on BM's uniform, was aware the individual was striking, in fact, law enforcement. Yeah, all the rest of it. So this is all kinds of good. This is just all kinds of fun and exciting here. Therefore, the FBI believes that Steiger was able to see these police markings on the uniform and was aware the individual was in fact law enforcement. We've got probable cause for that. After reviewing the aforementioned video footage, the FBI believes the person in photo number 1 was captured immediately prior to Steiger striking BM. So yeah, this photo was taken just before he struck the officer. Great. Confidential informant number 2, which again is the close associate of whatever of Steiger, told him that he, Steiger, had to apologize to his friend and to his children for his behavior. Additionally, Steiger told confidential informant number 2 that he intended to turn himself yet into law enforcement for his actions, but had not yet done so. That's okay. Law enforcement's here to help with that. Referencing video number 2, Steiger told his friend that he, Steiger, was wired up from being either pepper sprayed or tear gassed, and that's why he made the comments he did on camera. Okay, let's go with that. You were pepper sprayed and tear gas for trying to riot and stuff. That was the clue to stop rioting. And you didn't say to yourself, man, maybe I should stop rioting. You said, what you did instead was, those are treasonous people in there. We should murder them. Okay, good. The FBI believes that Steiger could have been tear gassed by law enforcement while attempting to breach in the U.S. Capitol. It's a reasonable possibility, sure. Law enforcement identified Steiger using the above information provided by the confidential informants. A query of Arkansas, so Arkansas has appeared. Check off Arkansas on your map. Yielded a driver's license photo of Steiger, which was compared with this. The FBI believes that they are the same individuals. Based on all these wonderful facts and statements that we have, like the video and the confessions and the Twitters and all the rest of it, the FBI believes that we might have evidence of the following things. Well, first of all, that he engaged in disorderly conduct. So we got the disorderly conduct charge because it's not clear he ever entered the Capitol building. So we don't get the trespass. We just have the disorderly conduct. Oh, well, that's all right. We don't have to. More things are coming. I think we can be reasonably well assured, my friends, that this is not the end of the road for our friend Steiger. I think it is quite possible that more charges will be coming in the future. At the moment, we've got disorderly conduct. Will that be where it stops? I guess we'll have to wait to find out. But I hope you've enjoyed this stream. If you have enjoyed this stream, please remember to give it a like. It helps the channel grow. You can become a member for 99 cents a month. You too can become a supporter. You can become an uncivilian and get your name in green and help the channel grow is always appreciated. As remember, please remember to like the video, because the engagement helps the algorithms. Until later, my friends, I hope you're well. Cheers and goodbye.